Hello, my beautiful crafty friends. It's Laurette, the Vintage Paper Girl. Welcome to my studio. I'm so thrilled to have you here today. I am going to have a little play. Well, I've been having to play with a couple of projects and again, some more Tim Holtz supplies. And so I thought, well, I'm crafting. Why don't I bring you along and let you have a little play too? Hopefully, if you don't have Tim Holtz supplies, no biggie. You can substitute anything I'm using here for what you have in your own supplies. I'm using his scrapbooking paper, but you can use any scrapbook paper, any washi tape, any ephemera you have, any words. You could use anything. So just use the dimensions and you can use whatever you have. You could use magazines, you can use junk mail, you can use whatever you want to create with. So it just depends on your style. So anyway, it so happens that I had said at the beginning of the year that I was going to play, I was going to have fun, and those are my 2 words for the year, and I was going to try to use up some of my supplies. Now, of course, I just bought these little Tim Holtz minis, but you know, I can't help using them. But these other things here, I've had in my stash forever. So, I mean, it's like I'm trying to use things and be good about my, conserving some things. Yeah, I've added a few new little bits and pieces, but that helps stretch the older things too. So anyway, I want to say a big welcome to all my brand new subscribers. I do have several of you, both male and female. Welcome, welcome. And hugs and kisses, mwah, mwah, to everybody who has been with me since day one over the last year. So happy to see all of you. Love you guys. Kisses. Alrighty, so let's get to work before we get any sillier here. So anyway, we're going to be making a 5-pocket pocket. So we're going to make one pocket that holds 5 different ephemera cards or pieces. Now I've made it in a couple sizes, so I thought I'd share with you, what I've done. I'm going to set these things, right off to the side here because I really don't think they need to be front and center at the moment. And we're going to talk about what we're going to play with. But before I do that, I want to make a couple of, let's do a little business here, a little announcements. First off is, I know I've been talking about everything I'm going to be putting into my Etsy shop and all the things I've made. I'm so excited and I did the video for it. But since then, before I got things listed and in the shop, we have had a little issue with Etsy. Now, I'm not going to go into what that is, but because of it, you could still go buy digitals, but because of the issues we're having, I don't want to put any of my stuff in the shop right now. And it may mean that I even break out on my own. It has nothing to do with Jolene, has nothing to do with how we do our business, but it has something to do with one of Etsy's policies that's affecting how us getting paid. And so it could mean that I would sell things and not get paid. And so, or not get paid for a really long time. And we've had an issue with them and we're working on resolving it. Don't hesitate to go buy a digital, but I'm just not going to put anything physical in there till I see how things are going to shake out. So unfortunately, there will be nothing from me in the shop other than digitals for the time being. The minute that changes and I put all my physical stuff in, I'll run the video like I said, and I'll put everything in the shop. So now, I do want to share a fun thing. I got a wonderful happy mail from my dear friend, Vern, and from Triple V Vintage. And this is beautiful. She sent me the most beautiful little card to use in my journals. I love it. Thank you, Veronica. And this is a surprise. She sent me some of her beautiful coffee dyed papers. Aren't these gorgeous? She had said that she thought of me every time she made these, so she was going to send me some to use. Oh, thank you, sweetie. I love them. They are gorgeous, and they are going in my next journals, my Touch of Romance, and anything else I can get them in. And then, honey, I'm going to be ordering some more from you. So I don't know which kit this is, but I'll find it in your shop, and I will order it. So again, this is from Triple V Vintage, and nobody does it like her. So I suggest you get on over there to her shop, see what she's got, and have a shop before it's all gone. So I wanted to share that with you. And thank you, honey. I love everything. It's fabulous. And she sent me a lovely note. And honestly, it made my week. I love Happy Mail from my Etsy shops and from my friends. So thank you so much, sweetie. Made my week. I just can't tell you how much that made my week. So I thought I would do that. Now, let's get on to these pockets. So I have them in 3 sizes, and I'll tell you how I made them in a moment. I haven't glued this one together, but it's a pocket here, a pocket here, a pocket here, a pocket here, and then when you glue this on, if you glue it on, a pocket back here or a tuck, depending upon which way you put it on. So I will show you. This one has all of its little goodies. So there's one in each side. There's one here, one here. Let's see. Are you guys, let me see where you are. I want to make sure I'm not too high. How far can I go? I can go out there. Okay, I'm trying to, I don't have my little girl in the middle. She came off one day when I was cleaning my mat. And so I don't have my usual little thing that tells me where the center is. I kind of got to guess where I am. So I put 2 little tags. They fit into the sides here like this. You could do 1 long tag depending upon how you put this together. And then you have a pocket here and one here. And these are all Tim Holtz goodies. And then it becomes a 5th pocket when you glue it down. So you could put a little, you know, thing there, glue it down. Or, of course, if you're using the 2-sided Tim Holtz papers, you can, you know, just keep it like that. And it's only has 4 pockets instead of 5. Now, I made a little one here. Isn't she cute? And this one has 1, 2. And then instead of my gluing it closed, I left it open so you could pull it up and you could write on it. But this is how you would get your other pocket. I could seal it at the bottom and slide something through here. So this is the mini version. Aren't they cute? I used some of the Tim Holtz minis. Aren't they great? I love them. Adorable. And then I used some of the little mini botanicals that he had. So, and then these are all his papers that I cut from his pad of paper pads that I had hanging around my studio. And I have a lot of them because I'm collecting them. I'm hoarding them. So here's a big one, and this is how it starts out. This is a 6 by 12 paper. This one is, I want to say it's a 3 by 12 paper. No, 3 1/4 by 12. And then this one is 2 by 12. So I just took a 12 by 12 and I cut it all up into strips, and then we fold it, and I'm going to show you how we do that. Okay. So what we do is we start with something fabulous like this, and we end up with something that looks like this. So you're going to take your 12 by 12, you're going to cut it in half. So it's 6 inches wide, right? 6 inches wide. Hopefully you get that. Let me see. Can you see this whole board? You can now. Okay. How are all of you? Are you well? Anything new and exciting? This should be Monday, so hopefully you had a fabulous Easter weekend or a spring weekend. All right, so we're going to cut that paper in half, and then we're going to take it and we're going to lay it on our scoreboard. All right, and we are going to score it, let me see, at 4. I've already done it, of course. 7, 10. Now, little hint. Whatever you want on your front pocket, and you don't want it upside down, is going to go on this 10 score right here, on the 10 line. This one was on the 10 line as well. So this piece right here is going to end up in the front. It's going to be your front pocket. So don't put it over here, or it's going to end up back here and probably upside down. So you've got to think about it if you have directional paper. It just takes a little thought. It took me a couple tries. Then when you get it, you're going to fold your 10 down, your 7 down, and then your 4. And you're going to create a pocket. So it's 10, 7, and 4. And you have this lovely pocket that you can glue down. And I will do it for you on another piece. But this took me a little bit of playing and folding. You kind of have to fold it every which way till you get it the way you want it. that ended up right side up. This didn't really have a direction, so it was fine. This one didn't have a direction, so it worked out fine where everything was right side up. But it's pretty rare because this was a piece that was going sideways. So I had to be careful on these to get them right. That one's upside down. That one's upside down. So I struggled with these to get them right side up. I just really, I really, you got to think about it. And what the lucky thing about Tim Holtz is it doesn't really matter one way or the other, which way they go. So, let's talk a little bit about gluing here. So the next thing we want to do is glue. And you want to start with your little piece here. Now I want my glue mat. I'm trying to keep the glue off this mat a little bit. Not that I remember all the time, because guess what? I do not. So what we want to do is we want to glue on the edge the best we can, as close to the edge as we can, because we don't want to close everything. And we want to glue that down. And I'm going to get my score tool and I'm going to score here. All right, now we have this part is open. And the next thing we want to do, now I'm going to tell you, before you glue, if you're going to ink before you glue anything, because it's almost impossible to get back into, you know, like I've already done this one, but it's really difficult to get in there. So you want to glue ink everything before you do your gluing. Now, next up, we want to do the sides over here, and we don't want to do it over there. We want to do it on this piece. Now, I wanted my corners round, so I inked everything, then I rounded everything. And we're going to take and press that down. Oh, that's old glue. I'll have to wash my mat after today. All right, now we have this piece. We could leave it like this and use it as a writing surface, or we could turn it into two side pockets. So depending upon what you want to do with this, that is a great writing space, and I am tempted to leave it like that. But I really want to show you about how to do this. So the next thing we want to do is we want to go down the side. No, we don't want to go down the side. I almost did it again. I would have closed it up. I did it last time. Excuse me. We want to kind of figure out where our middle is. Luckily, there's lines here, so I'm just going to use one of the lines. We're going to go right down the middle. That creates our two pockets. One's going to be a little wider than the other. And then we're going to make a T out of that one we just did. We're going to go right across here. I don't feel like I got enough glue there. And we're going to press that down. You don't want to glue the sides because then you close your pocket up, which I did right off the bat, you know, first time out. So I went, oh dear. So I'm going to check that by putting that in there, but I shouldn't have done it because it was too soon for this. And that should give us some pockets. So I'll just steal a tag out of one of these others. We have a pocket here, and we should have a pocket right here. And a pocket, if I didn't seal it up again, right here. All right. So there you go. We have pockets, pockets, pockets. And then if you turn it that way, you could turn it this way. This at 6 is too long for my journals to go this way as a pocket. So I would have to use, if I want to use this in a journal, I would have to use it as a side tuck. And so, you know, that's what I'd have to do with that. I'm gonna let that dry a little bit, and I will, I don't really know if I want to do this in front of you guys because it was not fun when I messed up the first time, but I'll be nice and I will cut. If I don't cut off a thumb here, I'll cut this paper because I really like this one. Now, I would normally tell you to do the 6, but if your journal will not take a 6 and you want to actually physically put this in a journal, I'm going to go 4.5, which is as wide as I like to use on anything in my journals for pockets. Right around 4.5. I maybe could go like a little bit above, maybe There we go. Now that leaves me a wide piece that is 7.5. I could cut that in half. I could use it on something else. It's just up, you know, whatever I want to do. Or again, I could do another like 4.5. And then that would leave me a long one, which would be a lot like this one here. You know, I could still use this to do that, or I could do something else with this. And I may just keep it to play with, you know, and do something else with it. So I'm going to keep the 2 4.5s because I know for a fact that those will work. I love the 6s. Love, love, love them. So if you just want to make a nice pocket, which, oh, I was just thinking of that. Darn it, I should have done it. You could just fill it up with all kinds of goodies and give it away as a gift, a Happy Meal. So I don't. That's going to be upside down no matter what I do. No matter which way I go. So I'm not going to worry about where everything is because I just think it's too hard when you do that. But it's going to be 4, 7, and 10. We're going to do 4, and I'm going to go over it a couple times because this is pretty thick. 7. And 10. And this is going to be that front pocket. And I'm going to turn this one the other way and see what I get with this one. I'm going to do 4, 7, and 10. All right. Now I don't find this particularly easy to do, but what I do is I do these 2 first. Do I do those 2 first? Yeah. And this is what you get. Now, if you don't like that, you can definitely turn it the other way. I did this backwards. How would I do this? There we go. I like that better. And I ended up with everything pretty much the way I would like it. I mean, these are kind of upside down, but otherwise this is what I'm going to see instead of the print. So I kind of like that. I think it's going to make it easier for me to decorate it. I'm going to tell you, give it a good burnish right off the bat because otherwise they don't stay closed very well. So you kind of got to play with it a little bit to get it to fold. I can't tell you which one. So we're going to go up, back, up. So up, back, up. This was the back, and then this was the up. Keep playing with it till you get it the way you want it. The one thing about paper, it's malleable, and you can keep folding it and folding it to get it the way you want it. So there you go. With the same piece of paper, turning it over and around, that one ended up in the front and up right side up, and then these ended up right side up, and that was upside down. So you never know what the heck you're going to get. Oh, sorry, guys. That's Tommy. Tommy, it's okay. Daddy's out. He went to the post office. I sent out Miss Stephanie's. Stephanie, read your gift has been sent out to you. I apologize for not sending it sooner. I haven't been well, but now that I'm feeling better, I was able to get it ready to go out to you. So thank you, sweetie, for waiting. I really appreciate it and your patience. Okay, so he went off to the post office to mail Miss Stephanie her prize. We've already taken care of our other winner. So Beverly, she's got hers, and everybody's good. So he's being my, as you see, I rounded everything. Now I could round these two at the bottom, but I think I like the flatness of it. So I'm going to round everything. If that was any thicker, I would have to use my bigger punch. My corner rounder. these came out lovely. I'm really happy about these. These are going to be very feminine. They will go in some of my current journals maybe. Or, you know, the next thing I make or whatever I'm making. They'll go into my mass make box. I think I'm going to start a Tim Holtz box. It's just made with Tim Holtz things. I think that would be fun. I have another box but for everything, but I notice it's getting very full. So it looks like I'm going to be starting another one for just my Tim Holtz goodies that I make. So when I want to put them in the shop or fill in it, I haven't ever done a Tim Holtz journal, I don't think. So I may be doing that soon since I keep using all this Tim Holtz stuff. Now, the next thing I want to do is I want to ink the edges. And I think I'm going to use, that's the wrong one. I'm going to use my Victorian Velvet. I knew right where it was. Just had to get it out of the pile. I see a corner that did not get rounded here. I can't tell you how many times I have to re-round a corner because it just didn't fit in there right. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. I am filming this on Friday before Easter, so I'm not sure how my weekend went. I'm sure it was fine. Nothing new and exciting, you know. It's probably same old, same old. But I'm sure it was a good weekend. It's supposed to rain on Saturday, so hopefully it was nice for Sunday, which means we were hoping to eat outside and enjoy our Easter lunch, brunch, or dinner on the patio. I honestly, both my husband and I have been under the weather a bit, so we're hanging in there. Trying to live life the best we can. Both trying to recover from our last bouts of problems, so. But I'm still doing videos because I need to. Mentally, it keeps me going, gets me out of bed. I'm always anxious to see you guys and chat with you and show you something cool and exciting that I either saw or came up with. This is not, I made these a long time ago. I just don't remember and sold them in my shop. I just don't remember if I ever did a video for them. So I decided to go ahead and do a video. These aren't my original idea. I don't know whose idea they were. So I know I've been making them for a while. Could have been anybody. I have no clue, honestly. So there you go. All ready to go. So I think I'll go ahead and get them all glued up. I don't know that I'll decorate any because you've already seen how these are done. And I think I'd like to, you know, maybe move on and play with something else, or I don't really know, but I'm going to go ahead and glue them so you can see how, again, how they're glued together. I start with the little one right up to the edge. I do like to burnish it down. I feel like it adheres the glue better to the paper. Gets out the air bubbles, you know, that sometimes keep it from sticking. I think that it gets out the air bubbles best when you use your burnishing tool. I gotta stop using my bigger bottle of this because it just kept on, what's the word? It wouldn't, it kept clogging up. I think I need to, well, it has a brand new nib on it, so I know that's not it. Now we have this part. Now, and since this is all written on, it's not really a great writing surface, so I'm going to go ahead and seal this up to create my 2 pockets, so we can have side pockets. I'm going to make a T out of, I'm going to put a couple lines of glue, and then I'm going to fill that line in, and then I'm going to make a T. And I'm going to put a couple lines there because I notice it takes a bit of stress when you put stuff in and out. Not to mention the glue comes squishing out. So as a fellow YouTuber says, it's squidging out. It's squidging. That's Camilla Crafts. She says squidging. So it's squidging out. I do get a lot, really inspired by her crafts. I have to say, I really enjoy her channel. She's very creative. So hopefully, unless I did it wrong, Fingers crossed. Yep. Now, see, that went all the way through at the top, which means that that double line didn't do me any good. Let me go back over it. Burnish the living daylights out of it to make sure. We'll wait a few minutes. Hopefully I haven't closed it. If I did, it's no big deal. Really, it isn't. It's no big deal. This one has the same issue, but I think this one, I'll probably leave it as note paper and just cover it with some pretty paper. I think that's what I'll do. Some easy to write on paper. So I'll go ahead and put these together. Glue them together, not glue to go. I don't know what I was trying to say there. Alrighty, I love working with Tim Holtz because it's so forgiving, you know. I also like it because I don't feel the need for pearls or lace or rose, you know. I mean, yes, I do roses on his stuff because he does have beautiful flowers that we can use. But I don't always feel the need to put all the extra goodies on here. I have when I want to really make it feminine, because some of Tim's papers, like this one in particular, and some of his others, lend themselves to that. This is a dry baby wipe. I'm not using a wet one. A wet baby wipe, because that would... These are ones that I've used for other things and I've let them dry out, or I pulled them out and just let them dry out. I also use the wet ones, as you know, and I let those dry out after I use them. Like if I wipe off my table and they're not too grungy and I feel like they could have one more use. You know, I make things stretch if I can. I try not to get silly. But now this one, we're going to leave it like this, because if it were to go in the same journal, now let's see if we have our side pocket. Yes, we have a half side pocket. They don't go all the way through. You could not, if you didn't want to leave the line in the middle, if you wanted to leave it something that would go all the way through, you could. Just don't put the middle line of glue, right? Uh-oh. Did I do? Why is it this side I always tend to glue? I don't know. Okay, so we have a little short pocket here. So you could put something bigger than this probably. Well, this high maybe. I think the problem with gluing the bottom is that it, no matter how thin I make the line, it still squishes up. So I almost have to take this and kind of file it open a little bit. There. Alrighty. So there you have it. These wonderful pocket pieces using Mr. Tim Holtz stuff. I'll put my little cards back. Aren't these just adorable? They're so cute. All right. I think this one I will just fill up with a bunch of ephemera. Let's see, did I bring my ephemera? Yeah, I brought some. Not all of it. I just brought a little bit. Oh, I just grabbed my tags. I didn't grab my ephemera. Uh-oh. Well, we could fill it up with some bigger tags, except that is... I'm just going to stick them in here for now. I'm not going to leave these in here because these are on sticker paper, so I definitely would need to put them on some cardstock if I want to use them in here. Let's just pretend. I'm just showing you what you could do with it. You know, if you wanted to, you could stick stuff like that in there, and then you could take some little tags. See? This is where they go on this side. I do love this. I love this tag pocket. And then if you were feeling... I don't have any. I had a bunch of big Tim people. And you know, now I'm wondering if I should use those. You know, the first time I ordered Tim Holtz people, his paper dolls. Excuse me, hopefully I don't crash down a bunch of stuff. The first time I used his Tim Holtz people, or bought them, I didn't know what I was buying. I saw Gail or somebody, I'm pretty sure Gail, with these. And I went and bought them. I didn't realize they were chipboard people. They are really heavy. See, look how thick they are. Nothing like the others. So they're just a little too heavy, I think, to stick on cards and things. But the one thing you could do with them, which I do like the idea, is to stick them in a pocket. And they can hang out of the pocket, be very cool, right? And you could just give them, you know, a gift or whatever you're doing. See, like, these two little girls are really cute. I don't really like him in there. Let me find somebody else. He's not cutting it for me. Do I have somebody else I could stick in there? This young lady. She's very sweet. So we could put those in there. I really like that idea. So I'm going to rework this, and when it's done, I'll show it to you guys. But I love this idea. Love, love, love it. So I'm going to have to figure out what pieces I want in the pockets, but you get the idea of what you could do with it. So I'm going to set that off to the side for right now. But just now, I have come up with a use for all of these very, very thick people. I mean, they're just difficult to work with. They're wonderful if you're going to do some shadow boxes or houses or any of those fun pieces or art things. But for us journalers, I think if I was doing mixed media, they'd be perfect. Well, I do mixed media, but when I'm doing mixed media, they're perfect. But otherwise, they're not. They're not so great. But I think for something where you're filling up a pocket like this and maybe you're giving it as a gift, what a great idea. I just think that that would be really cool. So they get used. Otherwise, they're just sitting in my stash for the next 100 years. My daughter will inherit them and go, what do I do with these? And I'll be like, honey, I don't know. From heaven, I'd be like, honey, I don't know. Well, assuming that's where I go. Anyway, the next thing I want to do is I have seen Miss Tina at Shabba Debbe Duda, and she has been doing envelopes. She's been doing collage envelopes, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I love this idea. So I want to do some too. So I got out my Tim Holtz collage papers again, and I thought, oh my gosh, I could collage on some coffee dyed envelopes. At least I hope it will collage onto there. I've never done it on a coffee dyed envelope. Not that I haven't ever collaged. You guys know I have. So since I have a little time, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use my scissors. I'm not going to tear. We saw how much luck I had with that in my last video. And I am going to glue this on here. Oh my gosh, I love it. You know I love roses, but I love the black and white because I can add other colors with it. I didn't use that last time, so let's try it this time. I'm going to ink it a little bit. Wrong one. And I need my other ink. Hold on. Excuse my head, my arm, my whatever's in the view. Sorry about that. At least the hair's so-so today. Not fab, but it's good enough. It's a Friday. Whatever. You'll see this on Monday. Because I got to film for Monday. You know, I can't film on Monday. You would never see it. I'd have to get up at like 3 a.m. and the light would be horrid. So I have to do it in advance. Got to have happy little bunnies out there. Got to make sure you're all happy bunnies and have your videos. So I'm going to go ahead and ink this while I'm thinking about it. I mean, it's coffee dyed, yes. But I do want to add a little dimension to the edges of the envelope. These are done by Emily at Vintage Polka Dot Shop. Hi, Emily. Love you, sweetie. Oh, she has the most fabulous stuff. And they smell so good. That's the one thing about her stuff. Amazing. Well, everybody who uses coffee. But she puts a special mixture in, she told me. So she has a special mixture she uses. And, oh, does it smell good. It is so wonderful. So I think we're going to use glue on this puppy. Let's see. I'm going to see if I can do a Gail. Now, I know Gail does this, and she does it pretty well, where she figures out, kind of guesses where everything's going to go, and she is pretty darn close. Kind of eyeball the shape with your eye, and then hope. I am nowhere near as good as Gail at this stuff, but I'm giving it my best shot. Let's see. We each have our thing, and she's the queen of collage. I love to layer, so... Yeah, I think whoops, I didn't get that corner. Let's get that one. Hey, I did pretty good on that. Yay. That was a good idea, Gail. Wasn't that pretty? Oh, I love it, love it, love it. Oh, let's see. What else do I want to put on there? I know I'm going to want to put something else on there. I would like to put like something. I know I'm going to want a flower or something, but I want a card or a piece of... Oh, I have these cool things I bought. Haven't used them. I don't know if I've used them in a video or not. See if I can find the envelope full. Here it is. I have another envelope just like this somewhere in my room. Cannot find it. It is full of ticket strips that are floral and botanical that I bought. And I cannot find them anywhere. I am so frustrated, you guys. I have looked through my whole room, looked through all my projects. They're nowhere. But I got these cool things. These are from Etsy. They're from China, I think. But they're good papers for collaging. They're decoupage papers. Well, I didn't want to untie them, but I guess I could put it back. Okay, so anyway, you get several of each one, but there's all kinds of really cool little, let me see what else I've got in here. I'm looking for a certain color. That might be cool. I like that. Oh, here's another one I like. I mean, you got all kinds of papers on here. I don't really want blue writing though, I don't think. I've got 2 packets of them. They all have different papers. Very pretty. Oh, blue writing again. Okay, well, I think I may go with either that one or that one. This one's kind of got purple writing, which is beautiful. As you know, I'm working on a purple journal, so I'm thinking that I want to go like down this side like that. Maybe a little bit more. And then maybe across the bottom. There we go. That looks cool. Okay, so where's my Tim? Where's my stuff? I don't mind the straight edge on one side because it's going to go up against the straight edge of the envelope, so it's okay. Look at that. That's pretty. Okay. Have something in mind. Okay, where'd my glue go? Ah, there it is. I never really cared if I covered... Whoop. Put that back on there. I'm going to use this because I don't want to rip. This one I get too heavy-handed with. It's great when I'm trying to push something really heavy down. And I've ripped a number of vintage pieces recently with it, and I thought, I got to learn my lesson. Don't use it. Okay, this is just a bit that I completely missed. I don't even know if I got it this time. I think I did. Oh, that looks cool. Okay, now. I'm going to push that off to the side. I want to add a rose. So do I want to use like, watch my head, I'm sorry. Or something, not a rose, but maybe something purple. Could be a butterfly, maybe a rose, a flower. I should say a flower, it doesn't have to be a rose. But I have these bigger, they're awfully bright, but I kind of want to pick that up. Or, if I don't do that, the other option I have, oh my goodness, I'm going to go to one of my flower books. Butterflies, birds, yeah, flowers. I have a number of flower books now. Be patient with me for a sec. I was thinking about something like, oh, look at that. That's pretty. I think that's what I want. Yeah, I wanted to play up the purple a bit. And not only that, I think I have, oh, I've got to get to my stamp pages and get them pulled off and put in my cutout and ready to go. All right. Oop, oop, oop. Kind of want to use it like right there. I sort of like the, doesn't matter that there's two kinds of flowers on here, at least it doesn't matter to me. Come on. Usually all I have to do is rub it down the front, and sometimes I just have to find like a flat spot that's easier to roll, or like a little stem sometimes is easier. I usually don't, I know I licked my thumb. Don't freak. All right. I never have any trouble with these, but today, there it is. My hands are really dry, so they're not doing their job. They're super, super dry. Doesn't matter how much lotion I, oh no, help, help, Mr. Wizard. We've had an accident on the runway. This isn't vintage paper, but, you know. Some of these washi tapes disappear into your project. Some do not. This one did not. That's okay. Now, there's a great stamp there, but I think I would like to add another one. Oh, you guys, I'm getting quite a collection, aren't I? I'm getting a collection of everything. Here, let me put a few things back. It's getting crazy. Okay. Now, let me get into this book. My stamp. Ooh. I want to add some more stamps. As crazy as that sounds. I bought all these Queen of England stamps online. And they're so pretty. Oh my gosh, they're pretty. They're all queens. I don't know if they're all England or all the different queens of England or the same one, or look at that. I like that. So that gives me all different colors of purple. So when I put this with a journal, it will have, it'll be cool. Yeah, I bought these from a shop. Where did I get these? The Brown Pear. I don't know if she still has them because I bought them years ago, like maybe 3 years ago. So Brown Pear may still be around on Etsy. I don't know. Do not quote me, but you could look. She had a lot of stamps at the time. Her shop was great. I bought quite a few different styles from her. And then she said, you know, would you be interested in like random, damaged, or whatever? I'm like, yeah, I'll take whatever you got. And so she just threw in a bunch of extra stamps for me. I was great. I was super excited. So I think they weren't in the greatest shape. And so she said, hey, I was going to get rid of these. You know, what do you think? And I said, oh, I use them for my, I let her think I was collecting them. But then I said, oh, yes, I'll use them in my craft work. And she's like, oh, they're perfect for that. You know, I didn't want to have the heart to tell her that everything was going in my craft work. Because stamp collectors are a breed all their own, and they are crushed if they think you're going to do anything else with their precious stamps. So, and I don't blame them. I mean, it's their thing. We all have our thing. Look at that. Adorable. Alrighty. I love that. I mean, I can add lace. I can add other things to it. I could put lace across the top. I can also decorate the back. Now, I do have some pieces left over, so maybe I could put a few bits and pieces on the back, you know, just to kind of give it some dimension, you know. Yeah, could do something like that. Why don't I? So anyway, I don't even know if she still has an Etsy shop. I guess you could go look if you need stamps. They were really, really reasonable if I remember. I didn't feel like there was anything crazy. I was expecting them to be mega expensive and they weren't. I probably could have shopped all day. I think if I remember correct, because I got it for a couple of, I actually went shopping with a couple of dealers. Some I were happy with and some I wasn't. Some they said European stamps, but they were like, I don't know, they were really junky and I didn't like them. And, you know, I don't know if I've ever used them or not. They weren't what I thought I was getting, but that's okay. You know, it happens. Either I didn't read carefully enough or their idea and mine were two different things. You can order by color or theme or era or, you know, I think it was the vintage ones. I think they gave me just these really weird stamps could never have even imagined getting. I'm just kind of making it look like and I'm trying to think of like a uncovered brick wall. You know how you see bits and pieces of brick wall through that is uncovered during demolition, and I'm kind of like doing that over here. I'm trying to figure, I had this the way I wanted it 2 seconds ago. No, I don't know how I wanted it. I'll just put it like that. I personally don't like the white showing when I rip a piece of paper. Some people really like that. I'm not one of them. I think it looks cool on some stuff, but not what I'm doing. There. Kind of looks like an old ripped piece of paper that had writing behind it. And once I figure out what I want to do, I may add, you know, some more. Now, what did I just do with my flower book? I had it. Did I put it back already? Probably, knowing me. Goodness gracious. I was hoping I kept that out. I was going to look and see if I had like another flower, a purple flower I could put right here. But I'll have to go through my florals and see what I have. I feel like this needs a stamp. Like, not a postage stamp, but a rubber stamp. Let me see what I have out. See if I have my stamps that I like to use. I'm gonna put that away. Boy, I have a whole pile of stuff. Whoops. I had a whole pile of stuff that just ended up on the floor. So now I used every scrap of that paper. I feel good about it because I used all the pieces everywhere. Boy, that's really vintage looking. I love it. This is so yummy. So super duper yummy. I'm going to use my Paris stamp. I have a thing about that, you know. You know. Those of you who've been with me a while know I love everything French and Paris. Probably because my grandmother that I'm named after was part French. So, yeah, it could be why I like it. I don't know. I was named after her. My mom's mom. My mom never knew her. She passed when my mom was a baby. Barely touched it because I didn't want a big old... it's kind of on the opposite side of where you would normally mail. But this is art, so I don't care. And then I like the lines of this one. I don't really use that part much. I just use the line part. So, actually, honestly, I don't want ink on this part. And then whatever was still left on there, yeah, that came out good. Okay, that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Alrighty. Well, my goodness, didn't that come out great? I love that. I feel like I could add something or not. I could just leave it as it is. It's really pretty. I feel like I want something here, but did I put those back? I'm looking on the floor to see what I left behind, or if I put that. Yeah, I did put it back. What a bird brain I am. I did not pull my card up next to me because I really didn't want to have so much stuff. But I'm wondering if I should have. I have to kind of stand this up or it'll come pouring out. It's just one of those things, you know. I see some tiny little, oh, what about something like that on there? Maybe just put something like in the corner. I'm thinking this corner. Yeah, that looks good. And I am going to ink that because it's too white and it doesn't disappear. The new flowers I bought, oh my gosh, they disappear right into the paper. This is washi tape florals, but this one doesn't disappear. So I'm going to age it up a bit. So it kind of goes with everything else. Alrighty, let's see if the old thumb will do its job today. There we go. See, it should just come right off, but you know. This one was a little bit of a Tim Holtz project. Well, it was because we did use the collage rolls that he has, and I absolutely adore those. Those are so pretty. Look at that. I love that. Yeah, oh my gosh, I'm in love with that. I'm going to set that to the side. I may do one more. I'm going to start one. I won't get through it because I'll run out of time, but I have never used the birdie one. I'm not a birdie fan. I don't know why. I love birds for real, but I don't know. I'm not drawn to them in my work, and I don't know what the deal is. I actually shy away from them. I want to see what birds I had here. I like these right here. I mean, I like all of them. Don't get me wrong, but scissors. Hello. I'm going to... I like this one for this project. These birds are very pretty, and because it is such pretty paper, I could see me using these again. I absolutely could. I could see me doing more birdie projects. Maybe using something lovely would make me... Some of the birdies, I think, what turns me off about a lot of the birds I see, like in digitals and just anywhere, is that they look so mean, you know. They have these little beady eyes, and they just look really angry. But then there's some birdies that are just so beautiful. I have a little yellow and black finch that has adopted our backyard. Oh, he or she is so beautiful. Oh my gosh, bright yellow. Gets in the bird bath, just has a blast in there. I'm actually going to put that on one side. Let's see if it'll rip. I don't know. I don't know. That wasn't too bad, too painful. Not bad at all, really. Except I like that number, so I think I'm going to use it on here as well. I will start this, and then I will show you later what it ends up being. As you know, this is really difficult for me to rip. Shoot, see, I didn't want to do that. And I feel like I lost that pretty little piece that I would have liked to have had. But that's okay. We'll just... I wanted it to have some personality there. Yeah. Well, I hope you're having a fabulous Monday, and that you have a wonderful, wonderful week. And all good things happen for you this week. No trauma or drama. And that you're all feeling well. Nobody's sick with that nasty flu that was going around that kept me from seeing my family for Easter. So, and again, I apologize for the Etsy shop. I'm not going to be able to put my things in there right now, and I will let you know when that changes. So hopefully you made it to the end of the video and you're hearing the second on that. But if you didn't go back to the beginning of the video, make sure you check that out. These things happen in business, you know. You have little disputes and disagreements, so you just got to work it out, and we will. Jolene and I have both been in business a very long time. She's worked with me for years and years since she was in high school. So, you know, we know how to handle these things, but it's not fun while you're doing it, I will tell you. Especially when you have discrepancies and disagreements over things, how things should be done or whatever. And it's not their policies per se, so don't get mad at Etsy. I'm not advocating any of that. We just have an issue that we have to resolve with them. And once that's resolved, then I will put my things in the shop. I just want to be sure I do get paid for my work. I work very, very, very hard on everything that I do, and I want to be sure that we will get paid and there will be no funny business going on. Alrighty, so and it's not about any of the issues that have been going on with the Etsy shop that other people are having. It's not about that. It's not about any of that stuff. So we're not advocating or saying bad things about Etsy at all. We just have an issue we have to fix. And once it's done, then all will be good. We're taking it in stride, you know. No worries. Okay, so I'm going to quit here. I need to move on and do some other things today. But I've started this one, and I will continue on with it. But these are some of the goodies that we did today, or I did, and then you got to watch me do some more. So there we go. These are what we've been playing with, are some collage envelopes, and then some wonderful pockets. I don't know, how do you say 5? Is that 6? I know there's triple, quadruple, I don't know what you call it when you got a whole lot of pockets that you can use. It's silly. Anyway, it's been so much fun hanging out with you guys and chit-chatting. And I want you to have a fabulous week. I'm thinking about each and every one of you. I love you all. See you very soon. Hugs and kisses. Bye-bye.